All right, we are ready to do the buyer presentation today. Hi Dan, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thanks for coming out to my house here.
Good, thank you. I appreciate you taking the time to meet with me. I'm really looking forward to showing you what I can do for you as you go to buy your next home.
Cool.
All right, to start off with, I want to know what is most important to you about working with me as an agent.
I just want to get a good house for my family.
Okay, what area are you looking in?
Farmington Hills.
Okay, any school specifically that you have children they already go to?
I'd like to go to North Farmington in the high school district.
Okay, that sounds great. And have you had a chance to speak with the lender? Do you have an idea on the price point you're wanting to be at?
I'm looking to spend about $3.25, and I've been approved up to $350.
Okay, that's great. What about size of home? What else about the home is important to you?
I'd like it to be pet friendly and have a basement.
Pet friendly. Do you currently have pets, or is this something new we're getting into?
No, I have 2 dogs and a cat.
Okay, 2 dogs and a cat. Very busy. What about kids? Do you have any children?
Yep, I've got 3 school-age children.
Wow. All right. So bedrooms. Bedrooms are going to be important. How many rooms are we thinking we're going to need?
I'd probably need 4 bedrooms.
4 bedrooms total?
Yeah, and 4 bedrooms and like an office.
Okay, that sounds great. Well, Dan, I want to go over a couple things that the Perna team can do for you to really get you into that dream home. Would that be all right?
Sure.
All right. So our buyer action plan has 8 items that we do for our buyers. 1, anybody that has access to the MLS can do. The other 7 are exclusive to our team. So the first one you'll see is the instant notification system. Is this something you've heard of before?
It is not.
Okay, so the instant notification system is tied directly to the MLS, which is what us as realtors use to look at homes online. So a lot of clients look at homes through Zillow, Realtor. Is there a site that you've been using?
I've looked at Zillow.
Okay, and when you're looking on Zillow, have you found a home that you really love, but by the time you go to schedule a showing, it's already off the market?
Yeah, that's happened a couple times.
Yeah, so sites like Zillow and Realtor, they're marketing websites. They do pull information from the MLS, however, they're usually 48 to 72 hours behind. So what I would like to do is set you up on our instant notification system. I'll go over a couple details with you on what's most important in your home, and I'll make sure that we're only sending you homes that really match what you want. Is that something you'd be interested in?
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be awesome.
Great. So I will get you set up on that. Again, it's something any realtor can do. Most do. The next 7 are really, really exclusive to the team, and so I want to deep dive into those.
Okay.
All right. So the first one I'm going to go over is our ISA department. We currently have 6 what we call ISAs, or internal sales agents, and what they do on a daily basis, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, is call neighborhoods that we have buyers who they want to be in. So if you have a specific neighborhood that a family or friend already lives in, or maybe you've driven through and thought, I would really love to live here, I can have those sales agents call the homeowners for you and see if they're looking to move anytime soon. How does that sound?
That sounds great.
Great. And do you have a couple neighborhoods in mind right now that you think you'd like to be in?
Yeah, there's a Rolling Oak subdivision and Twisted Oaks subdivision.
Great. I will go ahead and jot those down. I'll make sure that we get those over to the ISAs, let you know how many people we call and what the results of that are.
Great.
All right, the next one I'm going to talk about is door knocking. So with those same 2 neighborhoods, what I'm going to do is send out a couple agents. They're going to door knock. So they're going to meet people face to face and really get an idea if they're thinking about moving anytime soon. Oftentimes people have it in their mind, maybe we'll move next year, 2, 3. But once you get face to face with them, you realize maybe it could be a quicker move for them. Do you see how that could be valuable to you?
Yeah.
Great. Same thing, same neighborhoods. We're also going to do door knocking. We're also going to send a letter. So this is what the letter will look like. In fact, if you give me your address, what I'm going to do is put you in the mailing, so that way when it goes out to the neighborhoods, you'll receive the letter as well, just to assure that you can see it went out.
Cool.
Next thing I want to go over is the map of the area. So all of these dots represent a seller who has thought about selling in the next year or 2, but isn't yet on the market. You're messing. They represent a seller that's not yet on the market. It's somebody who maybe has a few things they want to do on their home, some painting, some updates before they actually sell. Maybe they're waiting for their kids to get out of school. I'm going to go through that list and see if there's any seller on there that may match the home you're looking to buy.
Cool.
Another great tool for us is our listing team. So we have 5 locations currently, looking to get a 6th. And what I can do is go through any past appointments that our agents have gone on. Again, it's people who've reached out, they've expressed interest in selling, just weren't ready. I'm going to comb through that list and see if we can find somebody that we've actually met with that may want to sell their home. The next avenue that I'm going to go into is expired listings. Every day, hundreds of homes go off of the market that don't sell. Sometimes it's because they didn't have great marketing. Maybe their agent wasn't doing what they needed to do, returning calls. Maybe the right buyer just wasn't in the market yet. I can go back a year, 2 years, 3 years, however far I have to, and look at those expired listings and see if something matches your search. In that case, I'll reach out to the homeowner, see if they're still interested in selling, and if they are, I can work it so we can set up an appointment for you to walk through that home.
Cool.
Does it sound good to you?
It sounds great.
Do you have any questions on any of those 6?
No, it sounds pretty straightforward.
Okay, so the 8th thing that I'm going to talk about is our Keller Williams app. So if you could pull out your phone, I will actually go ahead and text you a link. Is this a good number for you?
Yep.
Great. So I just text you over the link for the Keller Williams app. What I would like you to do is when you're driving through these neighborhoods and you see homes that spark your interest, if you could go on there, it'll show you the pricing, the size of the home, and everything. If you really think it's a home that interests you, if you favorite it, it will actually let me know and send me a message. That way I can make sure we get you into that home as soon as possible.
Cool.
All right, so that's the 8 buyer action plan outline that I went over for you. Do you have any questions on those 8 items?
So you do all 8 of those for everybody that you work with?
We do, yeah. If we cannot find a home that's already on the MLS that they like, then I'm going to go into the other 7 for them and make sure we can find them that home.
And do you ever have any pushback from the neighbors in terms of door knocking and letters and that kind of stuff?
You know, once in a while people get a little bit frustrated, as with anything, but when they see that we're really just providing a value and a service to our clients, and I know that they would want that if they were looking to buy a home, they really understand.
Okay, cool.
So for me to implement these 8 items for you, all I have to do is let the state of Michigan know that we are working together. This piece of paper does not mean that you have to purchase a home. It doesn't mean that you have to pay me for any of these services. All it means is that when you are ready to buy a home, that you're going to use me. If you could just sign at the bottom, I will sign as well, and I'll make sure you get a copy in your email, and then we can go forward into the home searching process.
And I don't have to buy a house if I don't want to?
Correct. If you do not buy a house, this doesn't obligate you to buy a house. It just means that when you're ready, you are going to use me and the Perna team for our services.
What happens if I don't use you guys?
If you choose not to use us, that's obviously your choice. I would hope that you can see the value that I've already provided with you in those 8 items. I'm going to show you some more ways that we protect you coming up in the purchase agreement and more work that I'm going to do for you. But if for any reason you don't want to work with me, any form of writing would be fine.
Like I would just send you something in writing to say I don't want to do this
Absolutely.
anymore. Like would an email be fine?
That would be fine. And I would appreciate feedback on why. To be honest, I've never had a client break a relationship with me. However, if you choose to, I would love feedback as to why you don't feel I would be a good agent for
Okay,
you.
cool.
Okay, so now we've gone over the ways that I'm going to find you homes and send you these homes. Once we start going through them, there are a couple things that are really important to me. The first is that when we are walking through these homes, I really want your feedback. The last thing I want is for you to get in your car with your significant other and say, I have no idea why Vesta showed us that house. It was horrible. It's very, very important that as we walk through every room, you tell me the things you really don't like and the things that you love. That way we can really narrow down what it is that you're truly searching for. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Also, just so you know, as much as I love a beautiful home as you do, what's important to me is the bones. So I'm not going to be pointing out the wainscoting. I'm not going to be pointing out the high ceilings. I am going to be pointing out the double pane windows. That's great for efficiency. I'm going to point out the furnace and the age of the furnace. Is it something where we need to ask for a home warranty? Those are the things that I'm going to be pointing out, so please don't think that I don't have an opinion on any other part of the house. That I would like to hear from you, but what's important to me is the bones.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So now we have found your dream home, and we are getting ready to make an offer. There are 4 things I'm always going to do before we make that offer. The first thing is I'm going to pull the seller's disclosures. Have you heard of those before?
No, I have not.
Okay, so the seller's disclosures are posted online through the MLS. I'm going to pull those for you. The information on there is very, very important to go through before we make that offer. It's going to have the age of the roof, the furnace, the air conditioning, any work they've done to the home. Have they had any flooding issues? Anything that the current owner knows about the home is going to be in that, and I want to make sure we go through it before we make an offer. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Any questions on it?
No.
Okay. So the second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to run comparisons. So I am going to look at other homes that have sold in the neighborhood over the past year, possibly 2 years if I need to, and I'm going to make sure they're priced accordingly, right? I always want to make sure that you're getting a great deal and that the valuation makes sense.
I gotcha.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. So the third thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find out why the sellers are selling their home. Sometimes it's they're upgrading, maybe they're getting a smaller house, moving across the country. I really want to dig into the emotions on why they are selling their home. In a case where there's multiple offers, which in this market is very, very common, I want to make sure that we have a leg above them by playing into that emotions.
I gotcha.
All right, and the fourth thing that I'm going to do is build rapport. So we sell over 600 homes a year. I've worked with a lot of agents in the area, and I found the most important thing is building a good relationship with them because we're going to be in contract with them for 30, 45, 60 days. So I'm going to call, I'm going to let them know what a great buyer you are. I'm also going to have our lender call. So I have an amazing lender, Crystal at Summit Funding. She's available 24/7. If for any reason I can't get a hold of her, she has a staff that I can get a hold of. And I'm going to have them reach out to the listing agent as well and really build that reputation for you as a buyer on why you would be a great fit for that home.
I gotcha. So on the, we can talk to a lender if we need to talk to a lender. And then you're going to make sure that you're going to try to find out why the seller's selling.
Yes, yeah. It's very important to find out why they're selling so we can play into that emotion. It also helps with occupancy, which I'll get into a little bit in the contract. I want to know why they're selling and what's important to them. Just like I want to know what's important about buying to you, I want to know what's important to the seller as well.
And the seller's agent will share that information with you?
Generally, yes. There's a great way to do it. Given the volume of homes that I've sold, I've figured it out.
Okay, cool.
Yep. All right, so now what I'm going to do is get into writing an offer. So we've gone through all 4 steps. We know what they want. We've looked at the valuation. I've helped get you to a price that you're comfortable with to offer on the home, and we're going to get ready to make the offer. All of this can be done electronically or in person, whatever you're most comfortable with. But I do want to go through the purchase agreement if you've got the time. There's a lot of information in here and a lot of ways that I'm going to protect you. They're very, very important that not all agents do.
Okay.
So the first thing I want you to look at is occupancy. So occupancy in this market is very, very important. What that means is that once you've closed on a home, are we going to allow them to essentially rent it back after we have closed? Have you ever heard of that before?
Yeah. We did that with the house we're in right now. The
Okay.
people stayed around for a while and paid us some rent.
Okay, and when you get in multiple offer situations, things like occupancy are very important. Sometimes giving them 7 days free after closing is going to win you the home that you want.
Gotcha.
The next line I want to go over is line 9, the home inspection. So when you get under contract on a home, we're going to always want to do an inspection. I have a couple great inspectors that I can recommend to you that I trust, or if you have somebody you want to use, just let me know. We can use them as well. Do you have anybody in mind?
No, not really. But
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure we used somebody when we bought this house, so I can look them up.
Okay, that sounds great. So what we do for the inspection is it has to be done within 7 days of going under contract, right? The beautiful thing about our contract as it's written is not only do you get 7 days to do the inspection, but if at any point during those 7 days you are not happy with the home, you've just decided, you know what, we fell in love with it, it's not right, there's another home we have in mind, something happens, I can get you out of this contract and you're not going to lose your earnest money.
Cool.
Yeah,
How
so-
much earnest money do you generally have to put down?
You know, if it's a popular home, I recommend as close to 3% as possible.
Okay.
Yep, that's really going to lock it in. If you can do that 3%, 2% if need be. But
Okay.
the stronger the EMD, the stronger the buyer you look.
Cool.
All right, so besides the inspection, another line that I want to point out is our appraisal. So unique to our contract, if the home does not appraise at the purchase price that we are under contract for, you can walk away from this contract free and clear and keep your earnest money.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So we can always go back to negotiating. If you still love the home, I can find a way to make it work for you. But you can also walk away if it just doesn't seem like it's going to be a good investment at that point. All right, so once we get under contract, like I said, we'll do the inspection, we'll do the appraisal per your lender. And then we're going to get what we call the closing disclosures. So the closing disclosures is going to have your cash to close. It's the amount that you will bring to the table on closing day. Have you looked at one of those before?
Yeah, but I mean, maybe you can refresh my memory on it a little bit.
Yeah, so it's going to have your down payment. The EMD is going to be as a credit to you. You'll have to put a little extra money, of course, into your taxes and insurance, those kind of items. You'll front load that account as well. I believe that's it. As a buyer, you don't owe me anything. The seller 100% pays my commissions. There is a $5.95 trans fee that our broker charges. The state of Michigan requires that all of this documentation, along with your closing docs, is kept for 7 years with the state, and that's what that $5.95 covers.
So that's a transaction fee? Is that what that?
Yep, it's a transaction fee. It only comes out if you actually purchase a home, and it's paid at closing. So It's nothing you owe me today. It's nothing you owe me when we get under contract. It just comes at the very end.
Gotcha.
Okay, now that I've gone through all of the paperwork and shown you how I prepare to write an offer for my clients, do you see how I could be a valuable agent for you?
Absolutely.
Great. So what I'd like to do is go ahead and get the exclusive set up. Let the state of Michigan know that I'm working for you. Are you okay with that?
Absolutely.
All right. We'll get that signed, and then let's set up a time. Is there a good day or time during the week that normally is a little bit open for you that we could do some showings?
Yeah, like Wednesdays and Thursdays are pretty wide open.
Wednesdays and Thursdays? Great. I really work on my business in the mornings. Is it okay if we do an afternoon appointment?
Sure.
All right.
Afternoon or evenings.
Okay. Let me send you over some homes that match a lot of the criteria you're looking for. For now, let's plan on Wednesday at 3. Is that going to be okay?
That'd be perfect.
Great. I will put you in for Wednesday at 3. I'll send you a copy of the exclusive, and I will also get an email out to you with all of the homes that I feel would be a good fit for you and your family.
Great. Thanks, Vesta.
Thank you.